The Little Witch series, 3 books. Read by Maya Sue and written by Deborah Hortzig. Book 1, Little Witch Goes to School, written by Deborah Hortzig and illustrated by Sylvie Wickstorm. Little Witch was bored. There was nobody to play with except for her cat, Bow Wow, and her bat, Scrubby. They were bored too. Little Witch went into the kitchen. There was Mother Witch making spaghetti and mouse balls. There was nobody to play with, Little Witch told Mother Witch. Everybody is starting school today except me. I'm bored. I miss my friends. Good, said Mother Witch. I like it when you complain. Now go find Aunt Nasty and Aunt Grouchy. Maybe they can teach you to be mean. I'm not very good at being mean, said Little Witch. Well, try harder, screamed Mother Witch. Aunt Nasty was on the roof with Aunt Grouchy. They were throwing smelly old eggs at the mailman. You are always bringing junk, screamed Aunt Nasty. Little Witch felt sorry for him. She said a magic spell. Soapy, dopey, iggy free, you're as clean can be. Zap! The mailman was clean. Party pooper! Shrieked Aunt Grouchy. Go away, Little Witch! Little Witch went back inside. Aunt Grouchy told me to go away. What can I do now, Mother? Go find Cousin Dippy, said Mother Witch. She is always doing something stupid. Maybe you can help. Cousin Dippy was in the yard. The leaves are falling off the tree, so I'm taking them back on. Cousin Dippy doesn't understand about fall, Little Witch whispered to Bow Wow. The leaves are supposed to fall off. Little Witch went back into the kitchen. Can I please go to school? She begged. No! And never say please, yelled Mother Witch. What if I promise to be good? Asked Little Witch. You are already too good, screamed Mother Witch. Okay, said Little Witch quietly. What if I promise to be bad? Mother Witch looked up. Her witchy eyes twinkled. Deal, said Mother Witch. The next morning, Little Witch got ready for school. Aunt Grouchy and Aunt Nasty gave her a wormy apple for the teacher, Cousin Dippy gave her a box of crayons, and Mother Witch gave her a lunchbox full of candy. This will help your teeth rot, he said. Remember to be bad, don't make any new friends, and don't learn anything. I'll try, Mother Witch, said Little Witch. See you later, everybody. When Little Witch got to school, she saw her friends Millie, Sam, and Marcus. Here I am, said Little Witch. The teacher's name was Miss Brooks. She was shocked to see Little Witch in her classroom, but she was very polite. We have a new student in our class today, she told the class. Can you tell her your names? One by one, everyone said their names. Why are you dressed as a witch there? Asked Miss Brooks. She looked a bit worried. Because I am a witch, said Little Witch proudly. But there are no real witches, Miss Brooks said. Oh, yes there are, cried Millie. Show her, Little Witch. So Little Witch said a magic spell. Flippity-dippity, witch's broom, watch me fly around this room. Whoosh! Little Witch flew around and around the classroom. Miss Brooks gasped. She had never ever seen a real witch before. This is amazing, cried Cherry. Can you teach us to fly too? What? Shrieked Miss Brooks. Don't worry, said Little Witch. I will take everyone for a ride after school. School is much more fun than flying. Miss Brooks was very relieved to hear that. Here is an apple for you, Miss Brooks, said Little Witch. Suddenly, the worms popped out. Miss Brooks screamed. I'll fix it in a jiffy, said Little Witch. She said these magic words. Junkie monkey stinkeroozer, this old apple is a loser. Puff. The wormy apple was gone in an instant. In its place was a banana. I hope you like bananas, said Little Witch. Little Witch looked around the classroom. Each child had a cubby to put things in. This cubby is yours, Miss Brooks told Little Witch. Wow, said Little Witch. I've never had a cubby before, and I've never had a little witch in my class, said Miss Brooks. Well, you do now, said Little Witch happily. Everyone, sit in the circle, said Miss Brooks. Whose job is it to feed the fish today? Cherry and Mary, said Marcus. They like to do things together, he told Little Witch. What will my job be? Asked Little Witch. You may clean up the floor after art class, said Miss Brooks. Thank you, cried Little Witch. I love to clean up. Art came next. Miss Brooks let everyone draw pictures. Little Witch used her crayons from Cousin Dippy. But something was not right. Oh dear, said Little Witch. The blue one draws in green, the green one draws in purple, the yellow one draws in blue. They're all mixed up, just like Cousin Dippy. I'll trade you, said Willie. Your crayons are much more fun. Deal, said Little Witch. I've always wanted real crayons. When it was time to clean up, Little Witch said some magic words. Icky, stickity, messy floor. You're as clean as you were before. The floor was clean. Everyone clapped, even Miss Brooks. After art, it was time to eat lunch. Look what Little Witch has in her lunchbox, said Mary. It's candy, cried Cherry. Yes, said Little Witch sadly. Mother Witch always gives me candy for lunch. Let's trade, said Cherry. If you give us your candy, we'll each give you half a sandwich. Deal, said Little Witch happily. I never get a sandwich for lunch. After lunch came recess. Miss Brooks let everyone play in the yard. Cherry and Mary and Willie and Walter showed Little Witch how to play games she had never played before. They played hopscotch and tag and hide and seek and Simon Says. In the afternoon, Miss Brooks read a story out loud. It was about a tiny girl named Thumbelina. Then the children made up their own story. It was about a tiny boy named Pinky. Miss Brooks broke down the words. Once upon a time, there was a tiny boy named Pinky. Tomorrow, we can make our own book, said Miss Brooks. Great idea, said Esther. All the children agreed. Then it was time to go home. Little Witch was so sorry school was over. She began to cry. Don't worry, said Miss Brooks. You can come back tomorrow. Little Witch stopped crying. I forget about tomorrow. I feel much better now. Goodbye, everybody. Wait! Cried Cherry. You promised us a ride. Oops, you're right, laughed Little Witch. But first, we need an extra long broomstick. Little Witch said, Roomy, broomy, stringy cheese, we need a 10-foot long broomstick, please. In a flash, she was holding the longest broomstick ever. Hop on, said Little Witch. Now we need a flying spell, said Little Witch. She said, Twinkle, tinkle, Frenchie, fly, now we're flying in the sky. With a loud whoosh, they took off. They flew over towns and around tall buildings. They flew over the ocean. They flew all the way to Paris. Then they flew over and under the London Bridge. At last, thump! They landed in front of Little Witch's house. There was Mother Witch waiting on the porch. Who are all these children? Exclaimed Mother Witch. These are my friends from school, said Little Witch. I told you not to make any friends, screamed Mother Witch. Send them home and go to bed. Little Witch said a spell. Snuggly, wuggly, sleepy heads sat my friends into their beds. Puff. Her friends were gone. Little Witch felt very sad. Mother Witch came into Little Witch's room. Little Witch hid under covers. You broke your promise, said Mother Witch. I know, said Little Witch. It's bad to break a promise, said Mother Witch. I know, said Little Witch. Then Mother smiled and said, You see, you were bad after all. I'm proud of you, Little Witch. Mother Witch hugged Little Witch good night. Little Witch good night. Good night, said Mother Witch. I hope you had lots of bad dreams. But Little Witch had good dreams all night about her wonderful day at school. The end. Book 2, Little Witch Learns to Read, by Deborah Hortzig and illustrated by Sylvie Wickstorm. Little Witch loved school. She loved making art projects. She loved science. She loved to feed the gerbil, Mr. Coffee. And most of all, she loved learning to read. Her teacher's name was Miss Brooks. Little Witch worked hard. She learned to sound out new words. Some words were called sight words, like night and friend. Those aren't words you have to remember by looking at them, said Miss Brooks. And slowly, Little Witch did. Sight words: night, friend, toad, right, court, tough. Read a book every night with your mummy or daddy, Miss Brooks told the class. They can read to you, and soon you will be able to read to them. Miss Brooks took the class to the school library every week. You may borrow any book for a week. When you return it, you may borrow another one. That night, Little Witch asked Mother Witch to read to her. No! Screamed Mother Witch. Bedtime stories are for children, not witches. Get rid of that book. Next, Little Witch asked Cousin Dippy to read to her. Cousin Dippy was happy to do it, but she mixed up all the words. Came Tulip, Lovely Thumb Girl, read Cousin Dippy. Little Witch sighed. Never mind, Cousin Dippy. Little Witch asked Aunt Nasty to read to her. Once upon a time, I gave rotten fish to a cat. He threw up on my head, said Aunt Nasty. Ew! That is not what the book says. That is about you. Aunt Nasty and Aunt Grouchy giggled wickedly. I cannot wait until I can read all by myself, Little Witch told her cat Bow Wow. She tried to read by herself. She read some of the words, but not all of them. Well, some is better than none, she said to her bat, Scrubby. Then she put her book away and went to sleep. The next morning, Mother Witch warned Little Witch, remember, no nice books allowed in this house. Little Witch went to the library. She had an idea. I will borrow a book and hide it with a magical spell. Mother Witch will never know. Little Witch checked out The Little Mermaid and put it in her backpack. As soon as she got home, Little Witch ran to her room and said a magical spell. Lingo, bingo, wordy itch, hide yourself from Mother Witch. Puff, the book disappeared. Little Witch peeked under her bed. There it was. She'll never find it here. Mother Witch never cleans my room. Later that night, all the witches were in bed. Little Witch turned on her flashlight. Click. She snuggled up with her book and tried to read. Soon it was midnight. Bow Wow was fast asleep. Scrubby was wide awake. But Little Witch could not keep her eyes open 1 second longer. The next morning, Little Witch overslept. Wake up! Screamed Mother Witch. Why are you still sleeping? Mother Witch stamped her foot. Little Witch was sleepy all day. She fell asleep at her desk, in the lunchroom, and even playing hopscotch. Miss Brooks was worried. Little Witch began staying up every night reading, but she was getting more and more sleepy every day. Little Witch tried a magical spell. Jumpity, lumpity, coffee, shake, help me please to stay awake. The spell did not work. She even fell asleep at dinner. Mother Witch was worried. The witches had a meeting while Little Witch was at school. Little Witch is so sleepy, said Mother Witch. We have to find out why. They looked for clues. They searched the yard. They searched the whole house. At last, they came to Little Witch's room. Mother Witch looked under the bed. Aha! She screeched and pulled out a book. White snow, said Cousin Dippy. I thought all snow was white. That's backward, said Mother Witch. It's called Snow White. They read the first page, and then they read the last page. And then they lived happily ever after. Ah! Screamed Mother Witch. What is this nice book doing in our house? Little Witch came home. All the witches were waiting. Mother Witch waved the book in her face. Why was this book under your bed? She screamed. Little Witch hung her head. I learned to read at school, she said. I love hearing stories, but nobody will read them to me, so I read them to myself. But this book is terrible, wailed Mother Witch. It's all about a lovely princess who lives happily ever after. But Mother, didn't you read about the poisonous apple and the evil queen and the ugly old witch? Ooh, gasped Aunt Nasty and Aunt Grouchy. Evil, witches, poison, yum. Really? Asked Mother Witch. Really? Said Little Witch. Every night, everyone sat together in the family room. Little Witch read aloud, and the evil queen said, take Snow White into the forest and kill her. The witches rubbed their bony hands together and giggled. Keep reading, said Aunt Grouchy. Then Little Witch read the part about the prince, but Aunt Grouchy and Aunt Nasty were fast asleep. "What's a prince?" asked Cousin Dippy. "There are none," said Mother Witch. "Be quiet and let Little Witch finish." And Little Witch did. Mother Witch put Little Witch to bed. That book has a very stupid ending. Nobody lives happily ever after, but the middle parts were good. "Do you think I am a good reader?" asked Little Witch. "Yes," said Mother Witch. "You are good at everything except being bad." Next morning, Little Witch woke up early. She wasn't sleepy at all. She put Snow White in her backpack. "Bring home another book," said Mother Witch, "but only if it's wicked." "It's a deal," said Little Witch with a wink. Mother Witch gave Little Witch a big hug. Then Little Witch flew off to school. The end. Book 3, Little Witch's Big Night. Written by Deborah Hortzig and illustrated by Mark Brown. It was Halloween night. All the witches were busy. They were busy getting ready for the Halloween ride. Grouchy Witch was busy making grouchy faces in her cracked mirror. Nasty Witch was busy shooting a water gun at her cat, Bow Wow. And Mother Witch was busy making a new broomstick for Little Witch. Oh, what a wonderful Halloween it was going to be! All the witches were ready, but where was Little Witch? "Little Witch, what are you doing?" called Mother Witch. Mother Witch went upstairs and into Little Witch's room. "What? You made your bed again?" screeched Mother Witch. "Sorry, Mother, I forgot," said Little Witch. Then Mother Witch looked under the bed. "And you cleaned your cobwebs!" Mother Witch was angry. "You must be punished. You will stay home tonight while we go flying," said Mother Witch. "But it is Halloween," said Little Witch. "Maybe this will teach you not to be so good," said Mother Witch. Little Witch watched the big witches fly off. Oh, how she wanted to be with them. She was very sad. Her bat, Scrubby, wanted to cheer her up. He made funny faces and he did silly tricks. "Even my bat is good," cried Little Witch. "This is the worst Halloween ever." Suddenly, ding dong, went the doorbell. Little Witch ran to the door. She opened it and saw a devil, a pirate, and an astronaut. Each had a big bag of candy. "Trick or treat," they said. "Oh dear," said Little Witch. "I have no treats for you." "No treats," said the devil. "No treats," said the pirate. "No treats," said the astronaut. "But it is Halloween," said the three trick-or-treaters together. They started to walk away. "Wait," cried Little Witch. "Maybe I can give you a treat." "I can give you a ride on my broomstick," he said. "Really?" said the devil. "Wow," said the pirate. "Can you really fly?" asked the astronaut. "Just you wait and see," said Little Witch proudly. "But there is only room for 2 on my broomstick." The devil said, "Me first." Little Witch sat in the front. She said some magic words. "Horrible, borrible, spinach pie. Come on, broomstick, fly, fly, fly!" Whoosh! The broomstick shot off the porch and up into the sky. Up and up and up they flew. The houses and trees looked like little toys. Little Witch said some more magic words. "Bibbity, bobbity, lizard soup, broomstick, do a loop-the-loop. Whoosh! The broomstick did a perfect loop-the-loop. Wow, said the devil, you really are a wonderful witch. Thank you, said Little Witch. And now, alakazoo, four-leaf clover, back we fly, your turn is over. Thump! The broomstick landed back on the porch. Next, it was the pirate's turn. Hold on tight, warned Little Witch. And with another big whoosh, they zoomed into the sky. Soon, they were flying high over the ocean, and below them was a real pirate ship. The pirate captain looked up and did not believe what he saw. Shiver me timbers! A witch and a flying pirate, he shouted. Little Witch and her friend waved to the pirate captain. Now we will fly home backward, said Little Witch. She said the magic words, Mumbo jumbo broomy stick, take us home and make it quick. They zoomed backward, over the ocean, over the town, and back to Little Witch's porch. Now it is my turn, said the astronaut. She got onto the broomstick and Little Witch said, Hocus pocus peanut stew, here's a broomstick ride for you. And whoosh, they were off. Little Witch and the astronaut flew over the big city. They whizzed round the tall buildings. They saw jack-o'-lanterns in the windows. The jack-o'-lanterns winked at them. Little Witch and the astronaut winked right back. Can you fly upside down? Asked the astronaut. Yes, I can, said Little Witch, and she said the magic words. Hear 'em, steer 'em, witches, vats, now we're hanging just like bats. Flip, flop, upside down they flew, over the roofs and past the moon. Then the broomstick took them back to Little Witch's porch. The three trick-or-treaters clapped their hands. That was the best Halloween yet, they said. Let's go flying next year too, Little Witch said. That's a good idea, she said. Well, goodbye, said the devil, the pirate, and the astronaut, and thank you. Little Witch waved goodbye to her friends. Then she swept the porch. I will be very good all year, she told Scrubby. Then Mother will punish me and I can fly again with my new friends. Little Witch was reading a bedtime story to Scrubby when the big witches came home. Grouchy Witch said, You missed the spookiest Halloween ever. Nasty Witch said, We scared all the children. Mother Witch said, I hope you learned your lesson. Because, said Mother Witch, I learned my lesson. Halloween is not fun without you. I missed you, Little Witch. Then she gave Little Witch a big Halloween hug. At bedtime, Mother Witch told Little Witch a spooky story. Then she tucked her in. Next year you can fly with us, I promise, said Mother Witch. Can I bring some friends? Asked Little Witch. Yes, if you promise not to be too good, said Mother Witch. I will do my best, Mother, said Little Witch, and she really meant it. Then Little Witch fell asleep and dreamed about the best Halloween ever. The end. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.